Thanks, guys. This is Doug here in Los Angeles with a Ugly Couch Show special report. JemCon 2008. Now, what is JemCon, you may ask? JemCon is the celebration of the classic 80s cartoon show, Jem, and all things Jem-related. This year, JemCon 2008 says it's going to be rockin' Los Angeles. So we went to the Airtel Plaza Hotel in Van Nuys, California to issue this report. Jerrica Benton. With the tragic death of her father, she inherited a dynasty, the Starlight Corporation, and its subsidiaries, Starlight Foundation and Starlight Music. The biggest star of that catalog is unquestionably Jem and the Holograms. And for one weekend every year, we come here and celebrate the glamour, the glitter, the fashion, and fame. JemCon 2008!
Me and my friends are Jem girls. Jem is my name. Truly outrageous, that's a Jem girl. Glamour, fashion, and fame. Exciting adventure, fashion, and fame. Once you're a Jem girl, you're never the same. Come on, and be a Jem girl. Jem is my name. Jem.
We're in the middle of the voiceover workshop. We're about to work with Wally Burr. He's a legendary voiceover director, worked on Transformers, G.I. Joe, and of course, Jem. They just handed out scripts for all the different characters. This one's for boys. There's a lot of great roles here. Eric Raymond, the dastardly fiend, Tech Rat. Sounds like fun. But I got my heart set on Hiawatha, the Native American chief. Molly, this is Eric. All set. The Starlight team won't have a chance. Come and get it, kids! Free meals courtesy of Misfits Music.
And bop! Something different always. Back for you again. We're setting out on this treasure hunt.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're here with Ilana, all the way from Toronto. How long?
Oh, hi! Hi!
And she's a huge Jem fan.
I'm a huge Jem fan.
How long have you been a fan of Jem and the Holograms?
Since it came out.
You have a favorite character from the series?
Yes, my favorite character is Riot from the Stingers.
They premiered in season 3, right?
They did. They only had 9 episodes.
They only had 9 episodes, but they made quite a splash, at least in the heart of Ilana. Now, what made you decide to travel across the border all the way to Los Angeles, California for JemCon?
Well, I really love the Stingers, as I said, so I wanted to dress up like Minx from the Stingers. Because I'm like, no one else is going to get it in Toronto. Like, they'd be like, what are you doing? But at JemCon, they get it. Hello, I'm Minx from the Stingers.
Thank you.
We have a tie for best in show. It goes to Roxy and Asha.
Gentlemen, we're here with the next generation of Jem fans. We have, can you introduce yourself to the people?
I'm Lily Rainbow.
Lily Rainbow and
Rosie Diaz.
Rosie Diaz.
Short for Rosalinda.
Short for Rosalinda. They just won Best in Show. And just really quickly, what makes Jem so outrageous?
I would say that she inspires kids to. Every episode she has like a lesson to be taught. So I think like she inspires kids to like try to do things positive, try not to do things negative.
What do you like about Jem?
Her pink hair.
Her pink hair? Fantastic.
Jem is my name. No one else is the same. Jem is my name. I play the misfits.
All right, we're here at the bar at JemCon with Pizzazz and Roxy of the Misfits. How's it going, ladies?
Excellent. Awesome.
How's JemCon been treating you this year?
It was rocking.
Rockin'? You have a ongoing rivalry with the Holograms, is that right?
Yes.
When will it end?
Never, because then it wouldn't be interesting.
You pushed Jerica in front of a tractor. She could have died.
We pushed
That wasn't
them
me.
off of a cliff and
No?
they could have died.
That wasn't me. Someone else.
You like totally shorted out the control systems of a yacht to on a boat party you weren't invited to. And
I was just having a little fun. It's not our fault that they're such losers and so boring.
okay. When's the next album drop? If I had my card on you, I want to represent you guys.
What? Who are you?
No one yet, but I have a
Whatever.
lot.
This interview is over.
I have a lot of MySpace friends, and if you guys want to make it big, like grassroots, we'll start on the ground level. We're gonna get you guys like Tegan and Sarah kind of following. Have you heard of them? I think they're twins.
Nothing can compare. Everybody's taught to rock when music's in the air. Music is magic. Music's
We'll give you the contact as soon as we have. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special treat right now. We're taking a little break away from Gem Karaoke to talk to Christy Marks, the creator of Gem. Also, she was a writer on Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, Transformers, Beast Wars, G.I. Joe, and a slew of other things. Thank you very much for joining us here.
Thank you.
How big of a surprise is it that every year we have a JemCon, and could you have ever expected that something like this would be continuing on?
No, I certainly never anticipated this. This is the second year that I've come to a JemCon, and it's just tremendous fun. But I never would have guessed that anything like this would happen. And when I was working on the show, I was just concentrating on the show. And I don't think anyone ever dreamt that it would be something that 25 years later there would be this kind of enthusiasm, this kind of following. It's just wonderful.
How difficult was it as a writer working from a toy line and changing that into a dramatic piece?
Well, for me it was very easy because I had a lot of freedom to really create what I wanted to with it. And I'm a visual storyteller, so having just the dolls to look at just helps with the visuals help with inspiration. But I really had tremendous freedom to create what I wanted to create in terms of the biographies and the character relationships. And they had just the most basic kind of setup for me to work from, and that allows a lot of flexibility and a lot of freedom. It's a very creative way to work.
Now you have a book coming out called Writing for Animation, Comics, and Games.
No, actually the book is out. It's been out for about a year from Focal Press. Writing for Animation, Comics, and Games, and it's exactly what it sounds like. I cover the nuts and bolts craft that you need to know if you want to write for animation, if you want to write for comic books or graphic novels or manga, or if you want to work in video games. And it's designed for someone who's trying to break in. It's also designed for someone who's already a professional in one of the other fields but needs to know about an additional field that they're maybe not familiar with. So, for a comic book writer who wants to know about animation or about games, because I would get a lot of questions like that from friends of mine. And it's also designed for someone who might work in another aspect of those areas, like perhaps someone who's a programmer in games but would like to write for games, So it's designed to cover those kind of three areas. There's a lot of stuff on how to break in, there's a lot of stuff on the formats, the script formats, and just a lot of information about the business in general.
Well, thank you very much for taking your time with us. Ugly Couch Show exclusive. Christy Marks, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, that about wraps it up for JemCon 2008. Now, don't think the party stops there. Really, it's a full 3 days of hardcore fandemonium. If you're a fan of anything, I could recommend JemCon. There's so many wonderful people there and some wonderful times to be had. I had a ball. I'm going to try and make it out to JemCon 2009. Location to be determined. Check your local listings. But until that time, I'm going to bid you adieu. I'm going to shoot it back to the boys at the Ugly Couch Show HQ. Vaya con Dios.